Azure Sentinel MITRE ATT&CK Quick Start. So what is a MITRE ATT&CK? Well, this is a publicly accessible knowledge base of tactics and techniques that are commonly used by attackers, and it is created and maintained by observing real-world observations. Many organizations use MITRE ATT&CK knowledge bases to develop specific threat models and methodologies that are used to verify security statuses within their own organizations and environments. With the creation of ATT&CK and MITRE, it is fulfilling its mission to solve problems for a safer world by bringing communities together to develop more effective cybersecurity all around. ATT&CK is open, it's available to any person or any organization, and best of all, it's free of charge. Now, the MITRE Blade is the one-stop location to identify current threats and techniques within Microsoft Sentinel through the enabled availability, and allows you to use those analytic rules. It also showcases those areas of coverage that may not be available, so you would need to create your own analytical rules as well to enhance and work with the MITRE ATT&CK solution. Many organizations rely on it, and over time Microsoft Sentinel has provided more and more deeper integration with this amazing tool. And as you can see, this is the Sentinel MITRE Blade, and you can see there we've got so many different types of threats that we can go and investigate, add, and help us protect our environment. And we'll do a short walkthrough shortly. And as you can see, this is the MITRE ATT&CK blade, where we can go to the MITRE ATT&CK blade and we can actually investigate and launch this and do a little bit more of an overview. So again, this is an example of a snippet from a report that's been mapped to an attack. And as you can see, we've got the exploitation privilege. We can see that section highlighted, the T1059 command line interface. As you can see there, it's cmd.exe. And of course, we can see the system owner and user discovery. More importantly, we can see the scheduled task and what's going on, as well as that standard non-protocol application layer at the SOC level. And of course, we can see the ports, and in this case, we can see port 81 and port 1913 that is being used by this to gain escalation into the system. So that being said, let's bounce over into our lab and let's go and do a MITRE ATT&CK overview in Sentinel. Welcome back to Microsoft Sentinel. In this lab, we are going to talk about the MITRE ATT&CK and just do a high-level overview. So as you can see, I've logged into Sentinel. I'm going to go to my Sentinel workspace. And then I'm going to come down, I'm going to click on MITRE ATT&CK. And once I click on MITRE ATT&CK, you can see here we have a wide range of different attacks that have been updated for us. So if I wanted to go through and see account manipulation, I could click on that, expand this menu, and bounce straight over to the mitreattack.org website. And this gives me a whole lot of information. And let's say I had this type of attack going on here, where accounts have been created and they've been given elevated access. I could click on that different threat, and this will tell me that this is a China-based threat group, and researchers have attributed this to the China Ministry of State Security, and this group is responsible for various campaigns. As you can see, the Operation Clandestine Fox, Operation Clandestine Wolf, and of course Operation Double Tap. And it seems that they are targeting US victims primarily in political organizations based in Hong Kong. So if I scroll all the way down and I want to know how this attack actually happened, how did they get into my network, we can click on the navigation layers and we can click view. And this is really cool because this tells us how they got into our network. You know, they got in using an email attack. As you can see there, a malicious code embedded within an email. Somebody clicked on that email, that code then ran this malicious CSV vulnerability in Windows Explorer. And of course, then they gained access to our domain accounts. And that code could either have run using PowerShell in the background on the victim's machine to deliver that payload. And that payload could have been Operation Double Tap, as you would saw in the previous bulletin. And of course, we've got our command shell here, which means that can also run stuff in the background. And then we have scheduled tasks, where it would go and, because it's a persistent thing, it would go ahead and create those users and set that log on so that that person now has access to our system. And this is a really great tool to help you identify how threats got into your environment, the process that it was followed. So as a cybersecurity specialist, you would have a better understanding. Now, if I bounce back into Sentinel and I go back to my ATT&CK blade, we can then bounce over into analytics. And once I bounce over into analytics, as you can see, we've got active rules, we've got rule templates, and we've got anomalies. And we can go through and we can have a look at these anomalies, and we can see what was happening in our environment. How did that person gain access? You can see here we've got a persistent anomaly where a user account was created access with that victim. We can go ahead and we could edit that anomaly, and we can go configuration, and then we can go ahead and we can go and submit some feedback, and then of course we could do a review, and of course you could go ahead and click save, and that's now going to save that rule for us. And now we can use that rule in our environment to help protect us against any threats that may appear. So again, very, very cool. We've just learned some of the very, very basics. We haven't gone through it in depth, but I do encourage you to do that. And thank you so much for viewing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.